All right, good afternoon, everyone. Hope you guys had a great day. I sat out most of the day today just watching the market, seeing how it reacts. I played a few puts and calls. No big deal. Wanted to retain profit from this morning, so 135%, about 135, 150% on the Q275s. And I played a SPY put at the close yesterday as well. So overall, a great day. Nothing like, just waking up in the morning and CPI comes out at 9.1% or 9.2%. And of course, the market tanks and the market completely reverses on you during the day. So was not able to get more profit out of those 275s, but that's okay. It is what it is. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on today as far as the data that came out this morning. So as you know, the core CPI year over year in June is 9.1%, and that is a lot higher than most analysts expected, which came in at 8.6, 8.8, 8.9, and it all blew out of the water. So this is the highest inflation print year over year since 1981, my friends. And what does the market do? It runs. Okay, so before I take a look at the scenarios, also check out tomorrow's PPI is coming up tomorrow. So this is going to be a big one tomorrow. It may not have the same amount of pressure on the markets either way, but it is the PPI. Also, the banks starts reporting tomorrow and Friday. As you know, tech earnings season is upon us, and that's going into next week. So for next week, I'll do a weekend update and taking a look at, I think Microsoft starts reporting, Tesla starts reporting, AMD, NVIDIA, I believe Apple's very soon as well, Netflix, Meta. Okay, so those are going to be the hot ones over the next couple weeks. So it's going to get very, very volatile. And I don't think that buying VIX calls is actually a bad idea right now, just to play, or maybe some long calls on VIX, because it's just going to be crazy over the next couple of weeks. Let's take a look at the yield curve. This is the big headline today as well. The 2-year and the 10-year has inverted, and it started inverted, and it's actually going deeper into the inversion on the 10-year and 2-year spread. This is terrible news on the bond markets. This is not good by any measure, but the market has completely, for the most part, ignored it today. Are we talking about a short covering rally today, or is the market just saying, screw it, let's move on. Let's move on to earnings. Let's move on to, back to bull markets since the inflation has possibly topped out. So a couple of scenarios. One scenario that I can imagine is that, okay, we got oh, by the way, the if you guys don't know this website, CME, you can go to CME Fed Watch. This is the one thing that you probably want to have bookmarked. And right now, the market is saying, okay, it has an 80% chance we're going to see a 100 basis point hike at the July 26, 27 meeting, which also the day after is GDP for Q2. So next week is just going to be even more crazy. So you haven't really seen anything this week. So anyway, so the scenario is, okay, let's just step back and think what the market is thinking, and knowing that the market is usually very much forward thinking, at least 3 to 6 months down the road. Okay, so we expected that the inflation was going to be hot today, right? When the market was actually expecting very good inflation data in June, and it got 8.6, it dumped, right? But yesterday the Fed and the White House already prepared the market that it was going to be bad. Okay, it's going to be elevated. So the market prepared for it. So you saw that big dump down to 286 yesterday. And of course, we dumped down to 279 this afternoon or this morning. And then we're rallied back up. It looks like we're closing in at about $286 level. So anyway, so the Fed hikes, it's priced in yesterday. Inflation's hot, but the market is moving on. Maybe they're looking forward to earnings. They're looking to eventually Fed easing because if the Feds do 100 basis point, the psychologists say, okay, well, you know what? That means that inflation will be coming down in the next few months, and they will start easing, and they won't do another 100 basis points in August. I don't think they meet in August. I got to check that. But anyway, so they may not do any basis points hikes or whatever until maybe September. I think they don't meet in August. But anyway, that's kind of I think that's what the market is starting to price in or come to terms with. So that's the likely scenario. Once again, more than likely, inflation has reached a peak now, and the market's going to move up on earnings and bank earnings or whatever earnings coming up this season. But of course, that all really largely depends if tech earnings are actually really are any good, right? And we know Amazon might be hurting a little bit. We know Tesla might be hurting a little bit due to Bitcoin. All right, back down to 20,000 level. So that's kind of what I'm looking at right now. Or scenario B is very simply today was just a short covering rally. Right, and we've seen those before, and I mean, it's very typical of this very volatile market. So anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at the charts here, and let's focus in on that. All right, so we're getting rejected at this 288 level today so far. Okay, it banged its head against it at least twice today and rejected, and we're closing well below 288. Now we're closing towards the 285 mark. Okay. So that's going to be the point of resistance tomorrow. So for me tomorrow, I'm not going to hold any. I'm going to probably go all cash at the end of the day. I don't feel comfortable in buying calls or puts or sitting on anything overnight right now because how tense it is in the market. So I will continue. I'll just scalp it on a 5-minute level, and I'll call them out on the alert much as I can, knowing that some of the moves really really fast. But you guys all know my strategy, so it shouldn't be that complicated. So 288 is going to be resistance. If we actually break through to 288, hold 288 tomorrow in the first of the morning, I may be tempted to just swing some, play some maybe next week calls. I don't want to play some Z's. Those are killers. What you're doing. So I'll play that level. If it remains above 288. If it bends against 288, 289 tomorrow, it'll have a lot of weakness in the area. And so that means, okay, well, we're going to shift from 288 back down to 285. So that's just kind of the game so far. But I will say there is volume today. All right. This is a very good volume on the day. The week so far, and even higher, it's a 20 simple moving average on volume. All right. So this is volume for the last week or so, and a little bit weak, but we can't ignore the volume today. All right. But again, it could covering rally. It could be a fluke. The market's reacting. Knee jerk reaction now. Well, 9.2, no big deal, right? Or 9.1. Anyway, let's get a bit of two on the Q here. All right, so let's take a look at 1 hour chart to start with. We're kind of overheated on the 1 hour. So this is why I'm expecting if we actually dump down tomorrow. If you can grab a put down 282 on this channel. If 282, I'll flip it back up. Okay, because it may end up doing sideways again until some major economic news, until somebody says something, etc., until earnings. All right, that's what I'm looking at. Over on the 2 hour, we do have some room when CCI run up, but again, it's excuse me. I'm putting a lot of energy into this. I hope you like this. It's banging its head against that 280 trend line. Okay, so what that tells me on a 2 hour level, all right, you might be at a potential. I don't know. No, let me see. There you go. Okay, so this is your head. All right, and going to be your shoulder. This was the point of the last. Okay, and now we're stuck here under that 288 level. So now you have officially a 2 hour, all right, a 2 hour shoulders pattern. Please do not say that this is a cup and handle. That's not a cup and handle. Cup and handle would have held right around here, but that's not a cup and handle. Take a look at previous patterns. What happened when we this kind of pattern setting up here. All right. Whenever we get this kind of, you saw this gigantic massive here, and it dumped down. All right. And the Q is very, very famous for doing this, it's trapping a lot of people, right? Despise these. All right. So that's what I'm looking at. If this realizes, okay, then we play the puts. All right. But if it actually blows through to 290, then it invalidates this pattern. And there's that possibility we're going to go head to head against 297 again. So be careful, whatever you're doing out there. Watch the levels. This is what I'm looking at tomorrow. All right, SPY. All right. As the 1 hour starting to come down a little bit. Okay, so failed. fail breakout to 380 level. 380 is going to be your hard resistance tomorrow. 381, 380. If it can't cross into there, all right, it's going to come down. Maybe retest that support at 73. I would say that if there's a very bad PPI print tomorrow and bank earn really suck tomorrow, that we might see that. All right. Again, I don't hold any positions going overnight. Let's talk about Tesla. Tesla, by the way, be a Tesla short ETF, ESLQ, starting tomorrow. So you want to play Tesla for cheap, you can buy that ETF. All right. Anyway, Tesla rejected at the daily V of 727 today. All right. Could not close above that points. We're back down here towards the EM1. All right, EMA 91 closing the slightly above it. Not a lot of strength. Definitely what a run up for Tesla. So a lot just piled into this. So yeah, that's pretty much update today. Oh, I think we should take a look at Apple, and how Apple is just holding up right now at 45 level. Yeah, Apple at 145 level, closed right above the EMA fee. All right, very bullish here. Once again, you can't ignore it, right? I mean, I'd be impressed to see Apple dumping if Apple continues to. Man, you're gonna see 148, 150. So again, be very careful out there. We're in some unprecedented times, unprecedented charts. Who knows? Market really wants to do what the likely scenario is, whether I'm right here or whether it's just a covering rally. But again, in summary, 288Q is a level tomorrow. If it holds, play call. If it does not hold, then we continue to be on their side. All right. So with that being said,